This is the Kitchen Sink WP podcast, episode 507.
I program my home computer.
We have a server crash, 404 error, page not found, links aren't working, system is crashing, system is crashing, system is crashing.
Your old HTML website, barely alive. We have the technology. We have Wordfence. A new website, better than it was before. Better, stronger,
faster. We have the technology.
Why, hello there, everybody. This is Adam Silver, the host of the Kitchen Sink WP podcast. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. All right, upcoming events. We have two WordCamps next weekend. WordCamp Verona, November 17th and 18th. And WordCamp Hong Kong is a single-day camp on the 18th. And FYI, the Verona website, it's pretty cool. It's old school, kind of pixelated on purpose, definite like 8-bit, 16-bit. It's pretty cool. I dig the old throwback stuff. So check it out if you just want to see a kind of a cool-looking, fun design. All right. Yeah, and if you're in those areas, again, go and enjoy and learn things and come back and share, which we will talk about here in a moment. So moving on, segment one in the news, two things to talk about here. The first is that the proposed schedule for 2024 is out. It includes 3 major core releases. The dates have not been set in stone, but they are planned around major holidays and or WordPress events. First one will be 6.5, scheduled for March 26th, and then 6.6 in July, and 6.7 in November, which would be a year from now. So pretty cool. There's a link in the show notes if you want to go check out that comment that Josepha has put together. So there's that. And also in the news, Wordfence launched a new bug bounty program. I'm a big fan of those with people who have those skills to find the bugs. In this case, they're offering money anywhere from $80 up to $1,600. That's US if you find certain types of bugs in the Wordfence platform. Excuse me. So it's pretty cool. So check that out too. A link in the show notes there as well if you are looking to do that. I think you have to register, have an account, and then you can kind of try to find any bugs in their system and get paid. So there you go. There's that. All right. Is that in the news? That's it in the news. Moving on, segment 2, the meat and potatoes of this week's episode. Here are 10 ways you can help any open source project. So contributing to an open source project like WordPress doesn't mean you have to be a programmer. Keep that in mind first and foremost. So now taking a quick step back, in case you're new to those podcasts or the world of what we do here, let me define real quick what open source is, otherwise known as OSS. It's the acronym for open source software. It's software and code that's available to anyone who can use the software for free and can modify the code, okay? The code is particular software stored on repositories under different types of licenses. A few famous licenses are the MIT license, Apache license 2.0, GPL, BSD, etc. So the basic rules and licenses of OSS are different from proprietary software, very much so, because proprietary is just that, it's kind of locked down. Individuals who want to contribute to a repository can make contributions according to the rules and licenses set by the maintainers of that repo. So open source is a way to collaborate and contribute, and there are certain rules there, but anyone can do it. Okay. So it has, obviously, open source has changed the way software industry is working. It makes it a lot more flexible and easily accessible to everyone. Some famous OSSs, of course, would be Linux, Mozilla Firefox, VLC Media Player. So if you haven't heard of those, I'd be surprised, really. And of course, within that also is WordPress. So now, contributing to an open source project like WordPress does not mean you have to know much programming. You really don't. There are various ways you can contribute, and I just want to go over those. And here are 10 ways you could do that without necessarily being a high-level developer. Some of these are developer level as well, but like I said, you'll see. Number 1, let's just start with documentation. We all have to learn somehow. We have to read something. So you can contribute to documentation by writing, editing, or proofreading. Good documentation is crucial for both users and developers. So if you can write, if you can convey things in a simplistic, easy to digest manner that will help people learn, you can be a documenter. Okay. Number 2, testing. Testing the software and reporting bugs. Again, back to that, a Wordfence thing. Detailed bug reports help developers understand and fix issues efficiently. Testing is important. Okay. Number 3, user support. Now, this one's actually where I kind of started at one point. You can participate in the forums and the communities to help answer questions from other users. The fact that you've been doing this longer than somebody else makes you very valuable because you know how to do certain things that they don't. You can help troubleshooting, you can offer advice, and you can provide general support. The WordPress.com forums are there for exactly that reason. Number 4, do you speak another language? Because you can be inside of the translation teams. Contribute to translating the software, makes the documentation into different languages all that much more helpful. It makes the software more accessible to a global audience. Very important. I do not speak a language fluently enough to do this. I wish I did, but I don't. So, number 5, graphic design. Now, if you have a graphic design skill, you can contribute by creating or improving the graphics, the icons, the visual elements of a project. It's a little bit more niche for sure in some OSS projects, but it's definitely necessary as well. Okay, number 6, user experience, the UX design. Now, this is where you provide input on the user interface and user experience. You can suggest improvements to make the software more intuitive, more user-friendly. Kind of goes back to testing as well, a bit of an overlap there. Number 7, social media marketing. Now, to help promote the project on social media platforms, we need people to do that. You need to write blog posts, share updates, engage the community to increase awareness of the project in question. Okay. Number 8, one of my favorites, community building. Now, this is not that hard per se, but it does take time. Obviously, they all take time. You can organize or participate in the local meetups, conferences, online events related to the project in question. Building and fostering a community is vital. I mean, without the community of WordPress, you would not be hearing this WordPress-based podcast, that's for sure. Okay. And number 9, 2 more yet. Number 9, QA, quality assurance, contributing to the testing of the new features. It goes back to testing, but QA is slightly different. This involves ensuring that the new changes meet the quality standards and don't introduce new problems. Now, testing is one thing, just when you're doing software testing, but QA is kind of like testing the latest, greatest thing. I think there's a slight difference there, maybe an overlap. So keep that in mind as well. And number 10, also vital, you could be a project management helper there. You can assist in the PM tasks, organizing things, creating roadmaps, helping coordinate efforts among other contributors as well. There's always people that are needed to do this type of project management as well. So keep that in mind. Okay, so remember, open source projects literally thrive on the diversity and the contributions from individuals with various skills. Non-technical contributors play a crucial role in the success here of these projects. You got to find the aspect that aligns with your skills and interests. Don't hesitate to get involved. I feel like I help by doing the community building. I used to run meetups. I've led WordCamps. I've done some testing here and there. I used to contribute on the WordPress.tv team. And I think my podcasting also has helped as part of my contribution back to the open source project of WordPress itself. So there you go. I hope that you can find something in there that you would find yourself a good fit for. And if you're not sure where you want to go, you can always kind of move around. You can kind of check out Team A, Team B, Team C, and see what's the right fit for you. People do change teams in a sense, in the WordPress space at least, because at the end of the day, you want to be excited about helping and you want to find value in what you're doing. And you also just want to, enjoy it as well. So check it out. Okay, so there you go. I'm going to repeat them real quick. Documentation, testing, user support, translation, graphic design, user experience design, social media marketing, community building, quality assurance, and project management. There you go. There's the 10 that I came up with. I think something in there could be found for anybody and everybody to help in any open source project, not just WordPress, but in any open source project, because there are plenty of them out there as well. Of course, WordPress being my favorite one. That's just me. Maybe it's you too. I'm guessing it might be you as well. All right, moving on. Segment 3, tip and tool of the week. This week's tip, I'm not sure who told this one to me, spinach.io. It's actually an interesting little project here. It's a AI project manager. Speaking of project management, there's a free level and a paid level. Apparently, it joins your meeting, takes notes, and captures actions, kind of like when you're doing Zoom calls or Google Meets and Hangouts and whatnot. It'll actually kind of record that and then transcribe it for you and then give you an action tasks at the end of it. There's a free level and a paid level. I have no connection to them. Just looked interesting to me. I'm going to try this out myself for my next meeting with my team and or new client project to see how this works. So check it out. Like I said, there's a free version too. That's why I mentioned it. So there you go. It's over at spinach.io. Pretty neat things going on there as well. All right, that's it. If you have any questions, go ahead, send it in via email, adam@KitchensinkWP.com, or use that speak pipe function on the website. If you want to support the show, I would appreciate that. Become a Patreon. Link on the show notes in the website too. If you want to sponsor the show, there's a form on the website you need to fill out. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Now go out and do some awesome things with WordPress. All right? Bye-bye.